Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 11. Yes, we made it past 10.
Yes!
Episode 11 of the Hot Tag.
Ha
America's favorite agent, AJ Pan, along with, as always, the authentic one, Brandon Lewis.
Yeah, and I am not wearing the same clothes that I wore yesterday.
No, you're not. Yes,
No.
not as the same as we changed. So we didn't tape this on the same day as episode 10.
Yeah.
So big Hot Tag.
Hot tag.
So now that we got over the 10th show, we're going to start something new here we've just been discussing.
Yeah.
A quick little segment before we get into Money in the Bank. This week in pro wrestling.
Yeah, let's talk about this week in pro wrestling.
Yeah, let's talk about some quick highlights or lowlights or any any moments that are gossip worthy.
Let's stick with the highlights, or at least start with the highlights. Monday, I think highlight for me Monday, Bray Wyatt. Was he not like the whole show, the whole Wyatt family from beginning to end?
It was an interesting debut. What are your thoughts on the entire debut? Like, what did you think of the way it got executed?
I thought it was excellent. From the very beginning, I knew it was going to be something special because Ross started out with the Wyatt family, a vignette. Later on, we get a couple more shots of the reporter trying to find his house. And then when the actual debut comes, was that entrance not awesome?
That entrance,
Come on.
I did love that entrance. That was fantastic. The execution then from there, I mean, I don't know, I think I was expecting a little too much after, I don't know, maybe been spoiled by the Shield and the way they kind of debuted. But all in all, yeah, I enjoyed the way they came out. The entrance was phenomenal. I was trying to figure out where they were coming from. It was very cool, very different.
Yeah.
And the attack on Kane, which will lead into Money in the Bank, definitely somebody good for them to go after.
Right.
It set a good tone.
I think part of the reason why you may have been a little disappointed is because the person they went after was Kane, and he's such a big guy, and you expect the Wyatt family to manhandle somebody, and it's a little difficult to manhandle Kane. But I think they put that exclamation point with the stairs right across the head of Kane.
That I did like. That was pretty cool. So yeah, thumbs up I think to the Wyatt family
definitely,
debut.
thumbs
Now let's see how they progress with it. That's always been a recent problem of World Wrestling Entertainment.
I have trouble saying that because they've done such a great job with the Shield, as you said. I like what they're doing with Curtis Axel. I like what they're doing with Daniel Bryan right now. Not everything can be hits, but I think they've been hitting it real hard lately. What else?
I think Curtis Axel was kind of a blessing for him in disguise with the Fandango injury.
I don't know what. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. So I think he lucked into.
You know what? That's the way it goes. It's unpredictable, this world of wrestling. You got to take your opportunities when you can. And opportunity for him. Now, can Fandango, and we'll get into that as we talk about Money in the Bank, can he capitalize? Can he regain the momentum that he had? What was the highlight of the week for you?
You know what? Surprisingly, I'm going to go with TNA that happened last night. Fantastic women's match between Taryn Terrell and Gail Kim. When you always have so many people, going down on the women's division in the WWE and they're divas, you turn around and you get a match like that from the Knockouts.
Wait till Emma gets there, though. That's happening, baby.
I'm a fan of Paige myself, so
I love Paige too.
So hopefully I'd say let's get NXT on TV. Actually, can we get rid of another? Even though I heard the main event, I haven't watched the main event in a while. I'd rather see NXT on TV.
I've heard, NXT is entertaining. I watch whenever I get the chance to. And I will admit, I do watch that more than I watch Main Event and Superstars.
Did you see the pictures of the new Performance Center?
The Wellness Center!
Wow, that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
The Performance
Center. I haven't seen the pictures, but it's been all over Twitter. Superstars have been talking about it. I actually have seen a couple pictures. You see Sami Callihan in the background. A whole troop of referees are there with Scott Armstrong leading the charge. Was it supposed to be like 26,000? I'm probably exaggerating on but it's really large.
It was a fun
venue.
crowd. I mean, I saw a good friend of mine, Mike Johnson, was covering it last night, and he had a bunch of pictures up. And fun card. Paul Heyman was there, Dolph Ziggler, and then of course all the NXT regulars, the former El Generico, the NXT Divas. Looking forward to seeing what they do with the Performance Center.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It's going to be great for all future talent. Of course, they're still going to be doing their thing at, I forget, the Full Sails University for NXT. That does not change. but it's going to be their new center where all of their talent will be able to work out. Not just, you know, those who are just signed talent, but you can expect talent that's already on the main roster, you know, to maybe try to up their game there at the center. That's going to be the hub, as Triple H has put it before, and a new start, as Vince McMahon has said.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with the performance center. But I think now let's go into...
Wait, one more.
No, you have one more.
Yeah, Joey Ace last time had mentioned the ROH World Title Tournament, and more names have been announced. Mike Bennett has been announced, and we will see Jay Lethal will be competing. Neither man has won the ROH World Championship before. You know, they might be hungry this time, even hungrier than before. This tournament shaping up to be really exciting. Both
men definitely. I mean, I've seen Mike Bennett in action. Big fan of his. Work with him, and he's on the verge of becoming the next breakout star, in my opinion. Jay Lethal, you know, former multiple TNA X Division champion, tag team champion, former FWE World Heavyweight champion. So Lethal too. Would love to add that to his. Of course, Ring of Honor television champion recently. So he's definitely looking to add that belt to his resume. Along also Sanjay Dutt, I heard, was added this week. Who else? And Michael Elgin.
I can't keep track because there's so many, and there's still 2 more spots open. So I'm looking forward to seeing who the final 2 will be added to the tournament.
Matt Taven and Jorge Santi. I don't know. Those are just
let's
Taven's a TV champion, so.
And we've seen Santi on ROH TV.
Yeah.
So you know, we're rooting for you guys.
Definitely.
And now I think we get
to the meat and potatoes of the show.
The meat and the potatoes.
Yes. Money in the Bank takes place this Sunday, July 14th. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yes, I wrote it down this time because I always forget the dates.
And the day after is Raw. Are you going to be at the Barclays Center the next day?
I will not be at the Barclays Center,
You got busier things to do?
Yeah, you know,
America's favorite agent, too busy for Raw?
Oh, I think Triple H has seen these programs and he's banned me from any he's banned me from any television tapings.
Okay.
So I might have to make a call to Mr. Heyman to sneak me in.
I'll buy that. I believe that.
Yeah. We've been joking around. If you follow us on the Hot Tag page, I'm probably one guy who you'll never see in the WWE.
No.
So TNA, if you're watching, you know.
It's not a joke.
No, it's not a joke. Triple H probably can't stand me.
Go ahead.
But yes, Money in the Bank. Philadelphia, the home of hardcore. We'll be bringing that up in a little bit. Let's start with the pre-show.
Yes.
The World Tag Team Championships will be decided as The Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, face the Usos, Jimmy and Jay.
Well, how do you feel about it being on a pre-show? Because I hear a lot of people, at least on my news feed, you know, kind of whining and complaining about it. Me, I'm not bothered by it. I get to see a match of top quality for free, so I'm happy. How do you feel about that?
I'm still not a fan. I haven't, you know, I'm a little bit older than you, not them, but I'm one of the, I don't know.
2 years?
Maybe 2 or 3 years. But I still, you know, I can't find myself to watch a match on a computer yet, at least like right before the pay-per-view. I'll watch some events, I'll watch highlights, but not till like I watch like I'm gonna, you know, if I'm gonna have people over and watch Money in the Bank, all right, let's all crowd around my laptop and let's watch the pre-show match.
But not
put it on the pre-show or on the pay-per-view, like when they used to back in the day. They used to have it on the pay-per-view channel. That I could go for, but just I don't know, on the internet I'm glad you're watching us on the internet, but I can't get into watching a match.
Look, this is the new century. You can connect your laptop or your desktop to the television.
That's just me. I'm old and I'm stubborn. I'm a Taurus.
You are old and you're stubborn.
I'm a Taurus too,
Even
so I'm setting my way.
only a couple years younger, I'm not old and stubborn. You, sir, are old and stubborn.
Yes.
But I see the Shield holding on to the belt, but I'm looking forward to a top quality match. The only sad thing for me about this not being on pay-per-view is that I think the Usos deserve to be on pay-per-view. They don't get featured enough. They are now getting featured on television, but on rare occasion, they get to be on pay-per-view or on Raw. And whenever they do, the crowd starts out quiet, and the crowd always ends up behind them because they know how to excite a crowd. I forget the match. Oh my goodness, what was it when you had all the tag teams going for the number 1 contender spot? You had the Usos, Kid and Justin Gabriel, and the Usos. You had all these teams going at each other. This was a couple pay-per-views back, but the Usos got a reaction. and they get a reaction on Raw. And I think if you keep them featured, they will continue to get a reaction. So I like that they're in this position. I wish they were in a pay-per-view, but in the end of the day, I see the Shield holding on to that belt.
I agree with you. I think the Shield is going to retain, but yeah, the Usos definitely have stepped up their game. They've been given, the ball a little bit of a chance to run with it.
And they are.
Yes. Yeah, I think my only thing, the fans don't really know what to make of that Samoa dance they try and do. I think that's what throws them off. But other than that, when they do that little, we say ooh, you say whatever that is, oh,
and
they get into that. And they're phenomenal workers on top of it.
Definitely.
So, I'm glad they're getting the shot. I wish it was on pay-per-view, but that's what happens now. I've seen with these matches they've been doing. It's matches people want. I guess it's that's another double-edged sword for me. See, they should have it on the pay-per-view channel because then people would want to buy the pay-per-view. That's why they're doing like the I think it was last pay-per-view, Sheamus versus Sandow.
Right.
You gonna jump for your laptop to the?
No, I completely understand, but at the same time, it is difficult to if you want these matches that they are featuring to actually have time. Sometimes I don't want to see a 7-minute match or a 10-minute match. If they're actually going to give a good amount of time to these Money in the Bank matches and the matches that will be featured on the pay-per-view, I like that I'm getting these actual full time instead of a 10-minute time limit.
I can go.
That's how I feel about it.
Okay, but we both got the Shield for that match.
Yeah.
There we go. Starting off with a hot tag.
Let's start out with the tag.
That's it. But that's how we work here. Going on to the pay-per-view, the Divas Championship is on the line. Rematch. AJ Lee, now the champion, versus the former champion Caitlyn.
I don't have much to say about the match itself. I'm looking forward to it because they've managed to keep it very just steady vibe. It's the most interested I've been in the storyline on the WWE Diva side for a while. I still see AJ Lee holding on to it. I'm more wondering about the end result of Caitlyn. She has this relationship right now with Layla. Which way is it going to play out? I have no clue. But I'm still seeing AJ holding on to that belt.
Yeah, we talked about this match, during the last pay-per-view. Great match, good storyline. They kept it going. I love the AJ Lee character. She's just something totally different from what WWE normally presents. And Caitlyn's been stepping up her game too. She's been,
Does she not have the baddest spear in the game right now, or is it just AJ Lee dying so beautifully?
I think it's a mixture of both because AJ Lee sold it like a champ. She took it and
goodness.
Like she was bent in half, that poor little girl.
Yeah, she ragdoll physics, man.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun match. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going with AJ Lee again. I'm a huge fan of hers.
Momentum.
Boom,
baby.
we're rolling on this.
Keep it going.
World Wrestling Federation wow, I had a throwback there.
The Intergender Championship.
No, I had a.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I said WWF there. Well, I guess it's a throwback to this competitor. World Wrestling Entertainment Intercontinental Title match.
Yes.
Curtis Axel against The Miz.
Larry the Perfect Axe Curtis.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why I was getting the Kurt Hennig vibe. So. That should be a fun match. And as last time you thought The Miz was a afterthought in the match, or at least now he's getting a one-on-one opportunity with
yes.
Axel.
I think that I am looking forward to this match mainly because of Curtis Axel. I think he's doing very well. I think right now that he has the belt and he's in a position where he has to defend it, we're gonna see less matches of questionable endings. At the same time, Miz has had this issue with Ryback, and so we could see that tie in. End result, I still see Curtis Axel carrying the belt. I'm looking forward to the match. I think Miz lately has been a little more focused than he has been and stepping up as well. So we could be seeing a really good chemistry right here. I hope for it. At least based and I'm basing that off his commentary. I think Miz does really good commentary. I think out of all the people, when you have guest stars doing commentary on WWE, Miz does a really good job. And so I've got the vibe from him that he's looking forward to the match, and we could be seeing, without any stipulations, a show stealer. Everyone's obviously looking forward to the ladder matches, but we could be seeing a really good just one-on-one confrontation. And I'm looking forward to the match. My money is still on Curtis Axel.
It is going to be a really good match. The Miz is always a solid hand, and yes, one of the best talkers I think in WWE right now. He proved it with the Miz TV. He's always fun on commentary, and yeah, just a great worker. Curtis Axel has been on a roll as well. I like him now, as I think they finally found a good place for him as the Intercontinental Champion. That's a good jumping off point to hopefully see if he can either stay in that position or move up and hopefully be a future main eventer.
Right.
Going to be a great match, and I'm going for Curtis Axel as well. You always have the the benefit of Paul Heyman at ringside too, which should always be fun. And Miz and Heyman have traded back and forth barbs. So yeah, going to be an interesting match and scenario all the way around. So Curtis Axel, wow, this might be the first perfect hot tag.
I don't know.
I don't know, because the ladder matches are going to be
too many options.
Yeah. Going back to a gentleman you were mentioning just a few moments ago, Chris Jericho goes up against Ryback.
Yes. Man, I have no clue what to go with this one.
It's been weird what they've been doing Ryback lately.
Yeah, it's hard to guess. I want to say Ryback for the win, because I feel like they're developing into something new, and we might see what that is at the pay-per-view. At the same time, I really don't know what to expect from Ryback. I feel that if Jericho wins, it's going to be some sort of just kind of blurred ending. Use whatever term you want, the dusty finish, a schmaz, however, whatever. But I just feel like the ending it might lead into something for SummerSlam. I'll put it like that. I don't think we're going to get a finite ending with this match. I'm going to put the money on Ryback, but even I've got to say that, I'm questionable about that, my choice.
I'm going to say Ryback as well, because they're moving in a totally new direction with him.
Yeah.
After he lost to John Cena, and they had him off TV for a week or two. Kind of a more reserved Ryback, and the match with the Miz, where he just quit the match in the middle, saying he couldn't continue, saving himself. This past week, hugging Vicky Guerrero and telling her, she deserved more. Very uncharacteristic for Ryback. So. Interesting. It's going to be interesting to follow where they go with him.
Right.
Chris Jericho is at the point. I love Jericho. I'm a huge Jericho-holic. He's at the point in his career where he realizes too his main goal, whether he wants it to be, which I think he does, and also what it should be, is to help elevate some of the younger guys.
Right.
And Jericho can put on a good match with the mop. He can make us look like Ric Flair. But. Yeah, he's at that point. I think Jericho's, just putting on good performances, and he's trying to elevate Ryback to another level.
I agree with you. I don't think Jericho minds the position he's in. I think as long as he is featured, as long as his matches are not just being wasted, that's the thing you have to worry about. He's being put in the ring with people that are being featured on Raw on a regular basis, on SmackDown on a regular basis. He's on the pay-per-views, and he is picking up wins. It's not like but he's always working with people that are about to get elevated.
Yes.
And but yeah, hot tag on that.
Yes.
Did we already do the tag?
Not on that match. No. Boom.
Yeah, 4 baby. We're on a roll.
I think Jericho too, as long as the storyline is good for him, as long as it's something compelling.
Yeah.
I think he's happy with that. Okay, now it's time to go to one of our Money in the Bank matches.
Jericho invented them.
Jericho invented professional wrestling. I think Jericho invented the hot tag, actually.
It's possible.
This is a Money in the Bank match I am looking forward to, the one for the world title shot.
Okay.
You have the United States champion, Dean Ambrose.
Yes.
Team Rhodes Scholars, now I always forget his nickname. The the magnificence of mustachio manhood, Cody Rhodes. I think that's what they call him. It was something weird to drive, but it's kind of cool.
I've never called him that.
He's Damien Sandow.
Yeah.
The savior of the intellectual masses.
Yes, that one. I've never called him that myself, but I've heard that one.
We also have Team We the People in this match. Jack Swagger and Antonio Cesaro, who recently joined up with Zeb Coulter.
Right.
Fandango, he's back from his concussion.
Right.
And Wade Barrett.
This is... I just want to say my pick first. I never make picks on Money in the Bank matches because normally, if I'm sitting with a group of friends, normally there's 6 or 8, depending on whatever mood WWE is in. But I normally pick like 3 people.
Okay.
Because one of them's bound to steal the show.
Right.
One of them's gonna win, and one of them, just might impress me in general, or it may not be the favorite to win, but WWE may be going in the direction of giving it to someone. What makes this one a little difficult is the fact that everyone in here is an upcoming star. I think the only real veteran of WWE might be Jack Swagger and I'm sorry, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
But Jack Swagger's been around on maybe a little bit longer.
That and he's a former world champion.
Yeah, that and he's former champion. That being said, Dean Ambrose is my pick to win. The people that I'm looking to actually steal the show, I mean, anyone can steal the show here. You got a lot of great talent. But I'm really looking forward to seeing Cody Rhodes and Wade Barrett. Those are the guys I'm looking forward to. Cody Rhodes has always impressed me. I think if WWE wasn't gearing for that tag team division when it began, like trying to really go in that direction, I think he would already be in a world title position. I think being put into tag team style kind of held him back. And now we're seeing like a little bit of tension in the team. And we might be looking to see Cody Rhodes break out, and this match could be a good possibility for that. Wade Barrett's another one who I think, if there wasn't so many inconsistencies with him, would also be in a world title position. And this could be a good chance for him because he's one of the only ones that's not stuck in a tag team. He's on his own. He's not with the people. And then you got Fandango, another one who I think has the ability, like the physical ability. This kind of match caters to him, and he needs this kind of match to regain momentum, as we spoke of earlier. But my pick is Dean Ambrose. Number 1 pick, Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, this is a tough one for all those reasons. I mean, you got Ambrose, who's been on a steady roll ever since he came into WWE and the current U.S. champion.
Yes.
Team Rhodes Scholars, both gentlemen. Rhodes has been impressive for the longest.
all of them are. I didn't say anything about Cesaro, and he's incredible.
That's what's making this so tough. Sandow is just an unmined. I think hard to say they dropped the ball, but again, like you said, he's stuck in a tag team, and he's done so much, and he has so much potential. Like his feud with Sheamus, he's always entertaining in these. I think they're kind of stupid skits, but he actually turns them into something entertaining.
Yeah.
Like when you first see him, like, oh, really? They're doing one of these stupid little throwaways.
He's always
and he turns it into something that I'm like, this is actually funny. This is good. Team We the People. They're both, Swagger. And I don't think he got a really good run with the world title, but he still has a lot of juice left in him.
I like him in the tag division. I like them both as a team. I don't see that.
Yeah.
With the tag teams, you're expecting tension. With them, I'm not expecting too much tension. Aside from the fact that they're just starting, Cesaro, physically gifted, and I think with the in the right situation, I think he can even be entertaining. But he's missing that piece of the puzzle. Same thing with Jack Swagger. I don't find him necessarily entertaining. Great physical specimen. Great direction with Zeb Coulter. Having them together is going to make them great. This is going to be a good chance for them to show off what they've got as a team.
Yeah.
I see.
We got Fandango, who's lost a little bit of momentum with that concussion, so it's going to be interesting to see how he ends up or fares. Right, I think his showing in this match is going to set him back on either an uphill, back on the right track, or maybe slow down any progression.
I really want to see Fandango just dazzle me, because the way that Kofi Kingston does in Money in the Bank matches, the way that John Morrison would. This is really the time, because the only person in that match who can do those kind of things, in my opinion, is Fandango. I think he is the perfect ability to really steal the show for this kind of match.
I don't know. Cody Rhodes is
impressive too.
I'm just
he
saying. He surprises me every. Well, not but yeah, a lot of things he does. I'm still like, wow, I didn't know Cody had that in him. But my pick. I think I'm gonna go with a dark horse. I'm gonna go with Wade Barrett.
Really?
I'm gonna go with Barrett. You know, because I think the All Stars is gonna the next match is gonna be somebody we're kind of expecting. They usually try to switch it up and give you one that you didn't expect. Barrett has been on the verge since the Nexus days, and he never gotten a chance to reach that point. I think now is going to be his time. I want to see, and I think it's time for the Barrett Barrage to finally take over WWE.
I agree with you. He's not my pick. I'm not going to give you a hot tag, but I'm going to shake your hand.
Okay,
on this
I
one,
like
sir,
that.
Because I agree with you. I think if it's not going to be Dean Ambrose, and like I said, I normally pick 3. I don't think that's fair because there's 6, and me trying to pick half the.
Trying to get half.
Yeah, that's cheating.
Greedy.
But Wade Barrett is my number 2 pick. I think if it's not going to be Dean, it's going to be Wade. It's time, and I believe it could be his time.
Could be.
All right.
So now we'll go to Money in the Bank All Stars.
Right. Which I have no clue who to pick here.
Yeah,
whoever I pick, just know I'm making it up right now.
We have CM Punk.
Right.
Sheamus.
Right.
The Viper Randy Orton.
Right.
Captain Charisma, Christian himself, the Instant Classic.
Right.
Team Hell No. Well, actually, Daniel Bryan. It was supposed to be Kane, but it was just announced, I believe, earlier today. Actually, the injury from the Wyatt family has taken him out of the match.
Smart.
So there's a spot open.
Yes.
And of course, the man everybody has been waiting for.
Affirmative.
The whole effing show himself, Rob Van Dam. He makes his return to WWE. I guess maybe we should start off too. Any quick predictions on who might take Kane's spot? Will it be someone who hasn't been on TV in a while? Will it be either Cena or Mark Henry if they lose the world title match, and if that's before that match?
I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I think we're going to get definitely a new competitor that wasn't announced for the show. I don't think we're going to see one of the championship competitors, especially when, I don't know, like, let's say hypothetically Dolph Ziggler loses. He just won the Money in the Bank. I just don't see that happening. That being said, it's tough. It's tough. I had set a pick, and someone else had given me another idea. I believe it being All Stars, you're not just going to get anyone from the roster. You're not going to get just anyone. So my number 1 prediction was Rey Mysterio. I can see him returning in this kind of matchup. Someone else, though, a good buddy of mine, Ian, I know you're watching, or at least pretending you're watching because you like all of our stuff. But Ian had given a prediction, and I kind of can see this happening. Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman will be there, as he always is. And even though this isn't necessarily Brock Lesnar's deal, ladder matches, and I don't see WWE using one of his appearances in a match where there's so many people, you want to feature Brock Lesnar.
You want to get your money out.
But I can see him pulling the win if he's the guy.
Okay.
And I can see him, getting a title. I had said this before during his original 1-year contract. I felt weird about him being featured so prominently and dominating everybody and not being the guy with the belt at one point. This gives him the opportunity to be the guy with the belt where he could say, I'm the beast, I'm the animal, I can beat anybody, and now I have the belt to prove it. I know people aren't necessarily fans of how The Rock was like a part-time guy carrying the belt, and I get that, I understand that, but it's hard not to have Brock Lesnar wearing the belt at one point, or at least getting an opportunity.
I agree.
And I see this as, I don't see him in a tournament to crown the number 1 contender. I can see him walking down that aisle and decimating the people in this match, interacting with CM Punk and getting the belt. I'm
going to go with him. I'm gonna go with. I think it's gonna take Kane's spot. Wyatt. Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
I think seeing all that, what they did on Monday night.
Yes.
I think they're gonna take advantage. Maybe one person will not be announced, and all of a sudden the lights will go out.
Right.
And he will try to take his spot.
Okay.
But I do also. I like the Brock Lesnar thing. I think that might lead into SummerSlam. I think he might cost CM Punk the win there. So he might be on the verge of winning, and Brock might just take him out.
He's a good pick. The only reason I don't think it's going to be Bray Wyatt, not that we won't see an appearance, but my only issue with Bray Wyatt is that they've been tagging this whole thing as All-Star. It's going to be an All-Star, and he just got here. That's the only thing. That's really the only thing I can see keeping him. Just the same way that Brock Lesnar can just randomly show up, just the same way that The Shield can just randomly show up in the other Money in the Bank match. The Wyatt family can show up at any time during this show. And who's to say that Kane was their only target?
That is very true. So now to our picks on the Money in the Bank. Who do you think is going to actually win the Money in the Bank ladder match?
That's really the tough one. I mean, you got Rob Van Dam just showing up. He former Money in the Bank winner. Why not put him in that position? CM Punk, 2-time winner. Why not have him in that position? But I don't see Punk having it, and I don't see RVD having it. Oh man, I got to go through the list again. We're going.
Sheamus.
Sheamus. The mystery
man, Randy Orton.
Or Randy Orton or Christian.
Daniel Bryan.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is my pick. I'm not so sure if the internets are running wild and saying that it's gonna be him and John Cena at SummerSlam. I don't know how true that is, but he's already hinted that he's looking for the belt, and he's putting on top quality matches week in, week out. So I see him being a 2-time Money in the Bank winner.
Yeah, this is a really tough one. I'm not going to go with Punk because I think I said he's going to go in a direction with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I don't see Randy Orton becoming a Money in the Bank winner. I just don't think he needs it. None of these guys need it, but I don't think that's Randy Orton's deal.
But I'm expecting something out of Randy Orton.
I am expecting. I'm going to go with Sheamus. Even though I would love to see Christian win it. I don't see that happening. I'm a huge Captain Charisma fan.
Likewise.
Love him. I wish he would. Yes, very underappreciated.
By both the fans and I think the office.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, I think he had one of his best runs in TNA. I think that was the one guy they knew what to do with.
I liked what he was doing on SmackDown when he was the champ. His whole feud with Orton. Unfortunately, injuries happened. He had 2 back-to-back, and it really just slowed him down. I don't like when they make him. I don't like him as the good guy. I like him as the bad guy.
Yeah, he's good as
and having him go back and forth, and the fans don't know what to do. Who to cheer for, who to boo. I'm a big fan of Christian.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with.
I'm not going with the pick.
No, yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sheamus. I think
That's a good pick. I'm gonna shake your hand on that one.
Yes. I think with Money in the Bank, you have time to cultivate it, and they're always with Sheamus. He's hot. He's just relaxing and coasting through. I think this is a good thing for Sheamus to have, where he always has that Money in the Bank, and he could go into various feuds until they want to put the strap on him again.
Right.
So that's on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So we didn't get a tag. We got a handshake.
No. Because I definitely agree with your pick. That's the thing.
Yeah,
it's so tough. But I agree with your pick. I honestly think that I'm not sure if he's my number 2, but he is definitely between him and Orton. I would say because I don't think it's going to be anyone else. Those would be the guys that I would go for. So I see what you're going for.
Okay. So let's go now to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Alberto Del Rio will take on the show-off himself, Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. Unpopular decision. I'm going with Del Rio.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna go with Del Rio on this? Now, you're always the first one. As soon as I say his name, you shout out Dolph Ziggler.
And I have no problem shouting out Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler's the man.
What is and you're changing attitude now for this match?
Well, you can't win all the time, but that's my attitude. You can't win all the time. No,
kind of a different story, though.
Furthermore, it's tough, especially when Del Rio did pick up the last win. But I kind of like. I mean, there's a new direction going on with Dolph Ziggler. They're teasing the face turn.
Well, I think, is he a full-fledged?
Well, no, I wouldn't say he's full-fledged because he's still, even though he's fighting all the antagonists on Raw and SmackDown, and that's mainly because everyone keeps cheering for him, but he's still, dating AJ Lee, and I don't want to say it's fully there yet. He's still an arrogant prick. But they're teasing it, and I think we're going for it. But it's just not fully there yet. That being said, remember the whole plan, AJ Lee's plan and Ziggler's plan was for both of them to walk out champion. And I can see, maybe only one of them walking out as champ. And maybe that one is AJ Lee, who was my pick. And Dolph Ziggler, not so much. Maybe he doesn't get the help from Zeke and AJ. He's still, showing signs that he's not 100%. He shows a little weakness whenever anyone attacks the cabeza. So there's that. But also, I enjoy seeing him chase the belt. I think half the fun of cheering for him while he was the antagonist is because we all wanted to see him wear the belt, and we got the belt. We were all going crazy, and now he doesn't really have the momentum. And I don't think just giving him the belt back, putting the belt on him, is right, because I think having him with the belt without the momentum is kind of like CM Punk when he was the champ and nobody was behind him, and he still had John Cena in the main event spot. I want to see Dolph Ziggler, if he's going to be the champ, in the main event spot. And right now, I think he needs to regain that momentum, and I see that happening with maybe a chase for the belt again.
I can agree with a lot of those points, but I think I'm going to go with Ziggler to win this
I
back.
don't blame you, but I'm not going to shake your hand.
I think his reign was cut short. We didn't get to see everything that was obviously planned for Dolph as his last short reign after winning after cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Ziggler, and it's interesting now that they did the double turn, using the concussion as a storyline jump off now to turn Del Rio heel and make him again this aggressive, uncaring individual. Whereas Ziggler now he's not relishing the cheers yet, but he's not, as before when he would come out, he would say, I don't care about the fans, I'm the show off. You could kind of tell he's kind of now starting to embrace it, and he's feeding off of the crowd's cheers for him. So, I don't know, I think now Ziggler, I think it's his time to regain his rightful position, and it's going to be time for us to see exactly what he could do as a main event caliber star.
I agree. Del Rio right now just intrigues me. I think he was a great bad guy, but after a while, just kind of like, you've seen it. And there were so many great heels at the time that he was a heel.
Yeah.
So it was hard for me to get behind Del Rio. The whole concussion thing makes it very easy for me to like him as this dastardly villain. And so it's very easy for me to see him winning and the fans getting behind Ziggler again, rebuilding that momentum so we could get that craze that we had before. That way at SummerSlam, maybe then we can see Ziggler regain that championship.
Okay. So no hot tag on that one either. Okay.
Unfortunately.
And now to the main event, the WWE title on the line. Mr. Thugonomics himself, John Cena, against... what was that? You doing the Emma dance again?
Baby.
Now I got to start watching this Emma. I've seen pictures. She's pretty hot.
Yeah.
I'm still a Paige person.
The dance craze. I'd be all up in the club.
I gotta see that dance. I'm still doing the Robbie E fist pump and still doing that gimmick.
So last year.
Still a fan of it. But anyway, John Cena versus Mark Henry. I'm actually looking really forward to this match. Mark Henry did a phenomenal job with his flipping the script on the retirement speech.
Look, it doesn't surprise me at all. And I know... Here's the thing. I'm going to say my pick first. I personally believe that John Cena is going to win. I'm not happy about that. Don't think that I'm rooting for him. because I like Mark Henry. I've liked Mark Henry for a long time. He doesn't always give me necessarily the 5-star matches that everyone expects, but he's a big man. I expect the people he's in the ring with to cater to him, because I enjoyed his runs against Daniel Bryan. You know, I liked him as the champ in ECW. I'm not surprised that he is a good contender for a championship, and I think he should be a more prominent heel. When you look at the pay-per-views, you look at the big, you know, I don't want to say the big four, but you know, people look forward to SummerSlam and Survivor Series and Royal Rumble more than some of the other pay-per-views.
Of course.
And that's just because of tradition. There's an expectancy to have such a big match there. And Mark Henry is someone that I think can be that villain, that big name, just dastardly, just, what's the opposite of a do-gooder? Just a do-badder. I don't know. No, but you know.
A heinous villain.
Yeah, a heinous villain. And I think he deserves to be in those spots. Because he's already shown that on the microphone, he's capable of having his own voice. You know, I know that there are things that are scripted, you know, as far as what to say in the microphone, and I also know that there's room for, if you're confident enough to take it to another level, go ahead and do that. And Mark Henry does that. And so I would love to see if Mark Henry wins, even though he's not my pick, just know that I will be cheering. You know, I will not be unhappy if my pick is wrong, but I'm picking John Cena for the win.
I'm going to pick Mark Henry.
Good for you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Good for you. Someone had to.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, no disrespect to John Cena. You know, the character, stale, but the man himself, John Cena, big supporter of him. He always tries his hardest. I'll continue saying this. I don't want people to think, you know, I don't hate John Cena. I hate the way he is pushed down our throats by corporate.
Right.
But Mark Henry, that promo was phenomenal. When everybody bought into it. That's what I loved. I kind of had to. I mean, even for a second I thought I saw it as I mean, as soon as he came in, I told my mom. I said, he's not. He's going to turn on him.
I don't know if we spoke about this at the.
I don't think we did.
No, but I mean like beforehand. I don't know if we spoke about before he actually got to do it. But I always say, you know, I say this, Stacy, and I always say this.
What do you say?
Don't believe everything you see on the internets. Now, mind you, good job by Mark Henry. Mark Henry was the one that started the rumor by tweeting that, you know, he might be leaving. That, you know, watch, it's gonna be, you know, I'm done. And but whenever I see rumors like that on the internet.
It was kind of conclusive because he was out injured for like quite a while after his good run.
And he did his walkout thing.
Yeah. So
but no, I was not at all. I was like, you know what? Let's wait. I'm not gonna let the internets feed me into it. No.
But it wasn't even that. It was the promo that he did. Like then when he started talking about his family and the kids, it's like for a second, I'm like, wow, really? He's bringing the kids into
I was like, no, let's see it.
I'm like, this is.
You want to know why? You want to know what did it for me? Why I was still waiting for it?
Why?
When he handed the belt back and he's like, "No, John, you've got to earn the chance to carry this belt. You've got to." He was being down on himself, and I don't know. Maybe he would be. Maybe somewhere out there there's someone who would be down for themselves, but I don't see. You know, when Edge did his retirement, I don't see him beat himself up like I wish I could have done better. You know?
Well, Edge, I mean, he was multiple times
you don't see Ric Flair saying,
though.
I wish I could have done better, you know? Mark Henry, I think he's aware, deep down, he's aware of what he could have done.
Right.
And I think he's also aware of what he has done. And if he retires tomorrow, for real, if he was to retire after this, he can walk away with his head held high. Because his history, what he has contributed, has been awesome. And I was a big fan of Sexual Chocolate.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of watching him just as the world's strongest man. ECW. And now what he's doing here. I really think that he is a top quality competitor. And the idea of when people talk about who's your favorite big man, people need to talk about him. I know people go the Yokozuna, Bam Bam Bigelow, Vader way because of their agility, and I get that. But a lot of what those big men brought to the ring that maybe Mark Henry doesn't have, they can't match up to Mark and his presence on the microphone. I think it needs to be mentioned. That's my pick. Mark Henry.
Yeah, I'm going Mark Henry. Yeah, I'm still saying, Henry has been a phenomenal, as of late. I'll admit I was never a huge Mark Henry fan.
Right.
I did dig Sexual Chocolate. The Bland, the World's Strongest Man kind of didn't do it for me, but the last role, the whole of Pain.
Right.
Was when I really,
Pain was awesome.
Yeah, I really started to get into him there. And he's been on such a phenomenal role, facing guys from John Cena to Randy Orton's to Daniel Bryan's and carrying and catering to those styles. One of my favorite matches still, the cage match on SmackDown between Daniel Bryan and Mark Henry. Phenomenal match. I mean, and this promo just put me over the top with Mark Henry. I think this is he's one of the last.
You know what? I'm flip-flopping. Mark Henry. I'm going with my heart. I was going with John Cena because it was just what I expected. But damn it, in my heart, it's Mark Henry. I'm flip-flopping, and maybe I just want to end it with the tag.
There we go.
That's really what I want to do.
But he's one of those guys too, and he doesn't get the mention. Like when we talk about the Attitude Era, of course, there's Undertakers, there's Triple H's, there's Kane's.
Yeah.
Mark Henry is in that group that has been there for 16, 17
Damn
years.
it, we are the nation of domination.
And he, even though he was the world champion, that's still kind of seen as the secondary belt.
Yes.
You need to get that WWE title that John Cena holds, and I think he is going to fulfill his destiny and become one of the greatest.
Well, I'm a little bothered about that belief that, one is...
Well, I know.
Right now it is.
Yeah, I'm not...
there was a time when they had such a huge love stick for the world title. And,
because that's seen as, it's always as the big gold belt. It's seen as the NWA title. Let's call it spade a spade. That's how Vince sees it, even though he recreated it and had the WWE logo on it.
When Flair was there, when Triple H was carrying it, the world title was the thing to hold. Right now, WWE title is the thing to hold.
Yeah.
And I agree, and I'm with it. I would like to see Mark Henry win the belt.
So we are in agreement on that. Okay.
Damn it.
Boom. All right, so that was the main event.
That was the main event.
So Money in the Bank this Sunday.
Yeah.
We thank you.
Hope you're watching. Thank you for watching.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for watching the hot tag.
Anything you want to plug, sir?
Nothing to plug right now. Yeah, I do want to plug. I hope you guys keep watching 1495 Sports. I can't wait to see your interview with Matt Stryker. That took place this week.
That was awesome. Matt Stryker was such a great guest, very informative, so intelligent and passionate. I can't stress that enough. And I really hope to see him back in the WWE, or I would really like to see him in the FWE on a regular basis.
I'm pretty sure he'll be back for.
I would hope so. I'm letting you know that I want to see him.
I want to see him back as well. I'm pretty sure. I'm hopeful, and I think it's pretty because he's. I mean, who would be? Well, I'd put my foot in my mouth, but who would be stupid enough to turn down having Matt Stryker, commentate, your show, and what's such a great thing, the open weight Grand Prix.
Right.
This is a field day for Matt Stryker. He enjoyed being there, calling wrestling the way it should be called.
Yes.
Wrestlers to us, not a bad word.
Right. I know that I'm also looking forward to. Another thing that I want to do, I completely forgot. Aiden Chambers is retiring. He's a competitor in the ECWA, and I just want to give a quick shout out to him. I don't know if he's watching, but ECWA treated us very well when we were down there for 1495 Sports. So and my good buddy Damian Dragon is going to be special guest ref for the Blackhearts versus D-Line Tag Team Championship. So good luck to them. NYWC has an event tomorrow. So great shout. I don't know when you're watching this on YouTube, but just know tomorrow as I'm doing this, they're gonna have something. So yeah, shout out to all of them.
So go watch the DVD.
And there's just so much good wrestling happening right now.
Support your local independents.
Yeah, so support your local independents.
Because you never know, guys, show up.
Yeah.
This is where the Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins have come from.
Today's Indies guys are tomorrow's stars.
Exactly.
So thank you once again for watching.
Yes, definitely, and keep watching. Gonna have a lot of great stuff coming up in the summer, not just with wrestling, but I'm sure Stacey has a lot of stuff planned with other sporting opportunities, basketball. I saw great coverage of the Cosmos recently, so yeah, definitely keep up to it. 1495 Sports. Keep up with the authentic Brandon Lewis on Twitter and Facebook. America's favorite agent AJ Pan on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
So thank you once again, episode 11, and we're gonna keep going on.